Naheed Nenshi is again, for the third term, the mayor of Calgary. Now,
is that how you pronounce his first name?
Naheed, yeah.
I don't think I've ever heard it said in real life.
Really?
I've only read it.
That is weird, right?
It's one of those words
where you read it 1,000 times without actually hearing it.
Yeah, I've always just called him Nenshi.
Well, and everybody there
mind.
does. Everybody just calls him Nenshi. He's like Madonna. Like, he's like Nenshi.
Yeah.
Seal.
Seal, yeah.
Sorry, I just had a moment.
Yeah.
That just blew my mind.
That would be on his
Ronaldo.
favorites.
You know, he's just got one of those names. Now, Nenshi won the election. We obviously know there's some acrimony between the Flames and Nenshi's administration. But I thought it was important to note. Remember, Calgary is... The Flames organization said that they were going to stay out of politics, obviously, right?
And Gary Bettman.
And Gary Bettman said that they're going to stay out of politics, too. So what was interesting about that is a couple things. First off, I was talking to my friend there last night who's in media. Obviously, because I was out there, I know some peeps, and she was saying to me...
Did you live in Calgary, Adam?
I did. I don't know if I've mentioned that before. She said that...
Is Tampa your second favorite team?
She said that, you know, it was one of the worst elections she's ever seen.
What does that mean?
She said it was like
vicious,
Trump in Calgary. It was like people were so vicious to each other online. And we're talking even like every city's got its local celebrities, you know, people who are good in business, people who are good media people. Apparently everybody was at each other's throats for months going into this election.
Okay.
So like the Celino and Barnes of Calgary was yelling
Yes.
at me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say the Lastman guys. Nobody's better, nobody.
Yeah, but the Lastmans
Except
are actually...
Lastman was mayor.
They're far too classy for that. No, I guess this election really polarized and divided the citizens in Calgary. And
it was very close.
So many people got out and voted that they ran out of ballots at certain polling stations.
Did you see the story where there was like a moose blocking the road on the way to a polling station?
It was Canadian.
So it delayed people from voting.
Like, Calgary's a big city, but sometimes a moose can still be found.
Canada is just full of places where they're like, sure, we'll build here. And and Calgary is kind of one of them, a little bit.
Yeah.
Like outside of Toronto, sprawling, you know, there's suburbs and they get more sparse and then dense again. And man, when we were 5 minutes outside of Calgary when I was there, caribou or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I don't know, something with 4 legs and horns.
Nature reserves,
Antlers.
and then there's native reservations as well. Like, I mean, it's just land.
Like, how far do you got to drive to get that here?
Oh, wow.
Pretty far.
Couple hours.
Couple hours, yeah.
Now, what's interesting about this, first off, is that the guy who finished second, so Nenshi got 51% of the vote. Bill Smith was the runner-up, 44% of the vote. Bill Smith, good friend of Ken King.
Right.
Bill Smith did not have much of a platform, from what I understand.
Also, Bill Smith isn't a real name.
Well, yeah.
Should have stuck to being a goaltender for the New York Islanders.
And I'm not trying to put together some sort of political platform thing here. I'm just trying to explain. So Bill Smith didn't run on much of a platform per se. He was more just friendly to business in Calgary, and a lot of the major business leaders in Calgary got behind him. Nenshi, you know, is a real Westerner in the sense that he's not a guy who loves high taxes or anything like that. But this is a guy that was a little bit more to the right conservatively than even Nenshi is. Now, beyond all of this, Sean Kelso, who is the Director of Communications and Media Relations for the Calgary Flames, tweeted the following, and I'm just going to read this verbatim, and you can discern from it what you will. I can't believe it, YYC, which is Calgary's area or airport code. They call themselves YYC all the time. Having Nenshi as mayor is worse than Donald Trump being president. Hashtag arrogant. Hashtag brace for disaster. Hashtag out of touch.
Yeah.
That tweet has since been deleted. And you listen, we've all tweeted dumb stuff before, so I'm not going to take this guy to you're the director of PR and communications. You should be better, but we're humans. Whatever.
For example, come to the Steve Dangle podcast night at the Morales.
So now this has happened. Now Nenshi's the mayor. Now
still.
Now Calgary, and specifically the Flames and the government of Calgary have to come together, stop the gloating, stop the peacocking, stop all of this shit,
Yeah.
and actually come together and figure out the arena deal.
Yeah, I didn't want to join in last night with the Nenshi one thing because
no, stop that crap. No one needs that.
I don't actually know any of his politics. I just know that the NHL wanted him to lose, so I think it's funny that he won because they wanted him to lose. After being like, "Oh, we don't do politics," and then directly getting into politics, I wanted to throw a little but I don't actually know if he's good or bad for the city.
He's been a good guy. He's been fine.
It's Calgary. It's none of my business.
Listen, there's a lot of people that are like, yeah, we're due for a change, but the change that was offered was not good for us. So we went with
Calgary. It's none of my business, but whatever.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah, no. It's just So one of the things that I got a message from a Flames fan yesterday named Jeremy, and he just said, my opinion in this election is that I'm just glad it's over. I'd like to see some change in the city, but at the same time, I know the city's at least in safe hands. I know I'll pay much more attention to politics, although I'd never run after watching this election. As a Flames fan, I just want an arena/football stadium deal that's fair to the city and fair to Calgary sport and entertainment. And honestly, that's what they need to do. Just move past this. It was acrimonious. It was terrible. Everybody's exhausted by politics in particular right now.
Yeah.
Come together, figure this out. This isn't that hard.
What I think it was a potential easy way out for the NHL. And now that it's no longer an option, they have to talk.
Yeah, they have to talk. And the NHL doesn't want to leave that market. So don't listen to what you've heard.
No, well, I mean, you know what? We were considering moving them to China, but there's simply no money to be made there. There's just no money. We'll move the Flames to the White House. Because we'll go there. I don't know. I'm sure Calgary listeners, and there's a bunch of you, congrats on it being over.
Yeah.
Congrats on it being done. And you know the Flames are going to stay.
Of course.
Let's be real here.
It's just a matter of, okay, what are we going to do?
Exactly.